to use that on the zombies, and when the hunters came out, used a pistol on them. I got good at it too.
I feel you. I feel you.
Never beat the game though, because
I've
unfortunately stuff came up and more games came out, and I never got back to it.
I never figured. I mean, I got it, but I never figured that game out whatsoever.
Was also the remake is a bit more brutal in that at a certain point you have a boss that follows you around that you can only stun.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about the dude with the dude who pecks you because he's the grenade guy. Because if you shoot him, it'll blow everything up and kill you. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think it's only after you go out there to the I don't know if it's the hallway, but it's like if you only go out there and you see him get pecked by birds is when he starts following you around everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, the bird part, it's a pain, but
Yeah. I mean, the one thing about it though, because I can never figure out like where to go. That was the only thing. I was like, where am I supposed to go? I'm looking at the map, going, where do I go? But it's like the original. I never got the best ending. I always got the other ending. Every time I played it in the past. Because I never fought the tyrant ever. Which is weird and strange, but whatever. Yep, now we're here. Now let's finish this game up. I found another weapon, but it's stronger than the one I had before. The Excalibur.
the Excalibur.
Platinum fists.
That's what.
For a dude named Soup. You ain't got sound on me when I said that. Yeah, there's a guy named Soup who fights with his fist.
That's probably a reference to a Johnny Cash song. Is he very tough and does a lot of damage?
Yes.
Yep! That's gotta be a reference to a Johnny Cash song. Whole song was about a guy talking about how his dad named him Sue. He grew up to be tough and strong. And then the song was like, when I have a son, I'm gonna name him Dick or Bobby or Jimmy or Will or anything but Sue!
Ancient spirits. Not of evil. Even I know they were going for.
But if they're not of evil, then why are they the enemy?
Because they are ancient spirits of a long dead civilization.
Did you say the ancient spirits of Allah? Sir, you just went offensive!
I just said ancient spirits of a long dead civilization.
Okay.
Which means they've been dead for a long period of time and they came back and now they're spirits who can't rest in peace or whatever.
I can't rest in peace. Why? Someone took my slab.
Dang it, man, not the slab again. Because then you're going to hear what's your offer.
What's your offer? There, I said it.
Yes, thank you. You found a crystal holster, which I don't have in my team, so who cares? So who are these guys? Crystal dragon. That does not look like a dragon. Whatever. It's like more of a dog than a That's what she's. I think that's what she said joke. Right there. That's what she said. Well, that's what she said jokes. Yes, yes they are. Yes, they're still making that joke. Even though that joke is supposedly dead by now, supposedly. Yeah, Big would love that. Would love that weapon. The Heart Ripper.
Heartburn? What?
No, Heart Ripper.
Oh.
I thought that'd be your weapon. You just said, oh, that's it.
Kalima! Kalima! Shokide!
I mean, the one thing about this dude, there's a lot of jokes right now that a lot of people are never gonna let die. Even though they should have died so many years ago. That's just how the world is nowadays.
Unfortunately.
People unleashing old memes.
And other people being offended by them.
That too, yes.
I'm offended!
Cover your heart, Iggy. Cover your heart. I mean, you know, if you're offended, then there's one thing you have to do. Close your ears and pretend you didn't hear it. Yes,
I'm offended!
Mecha
Your
Dragon
face
eats
offends me.
heroes for breakfast. Well, dang, if it eats heroes for breakfast, what do you eat for lunch?
But it's a robot, how does it...
That is a good question. Unfortunately, I can't answer that question right now because I have no idea. Okay, can you please stop attacking the guy who has the Heart Ripper attack? Thank you. Still attacking the back row. tanks to deal with because they get in my way.
The combat system very much reminds me of Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, that's what it's based off of.
Oh.
Yep, that's what it's based off of. 100%. The creators probably did that to make it easy for people. It's like, hey, if you play Chrono Trigger, you know how to play this game too. Because it's better than Chrono Cross.
But you know, there's some people out there.
So Chrono Trigger is better than Chrono Cross?
No, Chrono Cross is better than Chrono Trigger.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna say. But like I said before, I mean, I know there's people out there that say they like Chrono Trigger. I have nothing against those people. The only thing I have to say is that, can you please explain the story?
Bullshit, Ryu! You know as well as I do. You look at them people and you go, how the hell does such disorders exist in this world?
Well, the only question I have to ask is, can somebody please explain to me the storyline of the game? Because I've actually looked, the funny thing about it, I actually looked up online a chronology of everything that happens. And even the chronology doesn't make sense.
Here's what had happened. Somebody didn't like Chrono Trigger and decided to make a sequel where it was a bad ending.
That would make sense, yes.
It's like, here's Chrono and Meryl. They get married. I don't like that ending. So,
yeah,
Genovia charges in and destroys the both of them. But he was looking for Luca. Oh, Luca's running an orphanage. An orphanage for children in a home with all those dangerous machines. No wonder half them kids ain't even alive.
But the thing that didn't make sense, and I know you read the chronology. Thank you very much for looking at the chronology. But see, the thing that made sense and everything, is the way they basically made it. If you play Chrono Trigger, you know that Chrono and Mara just didn't just, it just kind of seems like the only thing they did, they forgot all their magic, they lost their weapon somewhere, and they were just defenseless the whole time.
Okay, if you play through the DS version,
which I've done, but I haven't played the special.
Yeah, you have to go through the whole special area and complete it. When you do that, you get a special ending. Spoilers to everyone who's watching. Cover your ears now, or forever shut the heck up.
You said spoilers, so share, please.
Chrono and Meryl get married.
I know.
They grow up. They become king and queen. Well, when they become the king and queen, they go into that nice little class known as NPC. Level 0. So of course, Duke McNumbnuts. We all know who I'm talking about there. Dustin Dunstan, whatever the hell his name is.
Whatever.
And from he comes back in time at the perfect time. Basically, he takes over Pore.
Oh, I ain't talking about the guy he didn't kill in the original game.
He gets sucked into the void. I can't remember his dang name.
Dalton,
yes. That's why I called him Duke McNumbnuts, because I couldn't remember Dalton.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
that's his name is.
He takes over Pore, rises him up, gets into an army, and attacks Guardia, kills Chrono and Meryl.
That's
and then somehow, I forgot how it happened, gets Luca's house, her orphanage, set on fire, kills her, but the person who escapes is Kid, who is essentially Scala.
Yeah.
Just in a different form.
Yep.
And that's how it starts. I would like there to be a third game. where they kind of just retcon the second one.
That would make sense. Yes. That's what they did. If you ever played Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross's storyline is kind of different. So then what happened? No, so then what happened was just to kind of break down the whole storyline of Chrono Cross. What happened was is that if I remember correctly, so then later on in life, in another island somewhere else, then you have Surge or Sergei or whatever the heck his name is.
Okay, now Surge's storyline is explained in Radical Dreamers. He ends up getting killed.
Yeah, he winds up getting killed by his father.
It's another Surge.
Yeah, he winds up getting killed by his father. So what happened was, so his father being possessed by the frozen flame turns into Link's. Spoilers. And what happened was so what they ended up doing was they wind up going to the final boss right now. So they wind up going back in the past before Miguel kills Surge and sends him back to the present so he doesn't die as a kid.
And all the while, you can't call on Frog, Ayla, or Robo because they're in their respective time streams, so they can't be called. So the only one who could potentially, who I did use the most, was Magus, who I forgot what the hell his damn name is. No, it wasn't Glenn, because they had a Glenn. They had a different Glenn, but they had Glenn. It was, what the hell was his name? Let me look it up.
I thought it was Glenn, but maybe it's not, I don't know. Yeah, integrated Arte. She's not a friend no more. She must die. She's been a bad lady.
But no, I use him because he was actually a badass freaking character in that game. But
so that's the only thing about Chrono Cross that doesn't make sense. But see, what happened was, so then it's like the Frozen Flame basically chose Surge as the whatever Chrono Trigger, whatever it is. And then, so that's the reason why.
Gaia!
That's what it is. Yep.
Gaia.
Yeah, so that's the reason why.
But
Lynx
no,
was trying to do whatever because he was trying.
Yeah, but here's the sad part about Magus is he got chucked into that time.
Yeah, so but
he had no memory.
Yeah.
And rather than keep him as Magus as some kind of link to the first game, for some reason the localized side, let's change him. Like,
I
really,
remember
motherfucker?
I remember that. Because he forgot who he was, and he forgot about Scala, he forgot about everything. So it's kind of just like, what did they do to you, sir?
You know, that's why I wish they would make a third game where not only is the second game retcon, but you get to go down into Pore and put your foot right in Dalton's face.
Well, the one thing about it was they did make a fan base for Chrono Trigger. I haven't finished it all the way.
Crimson Echoes, yes,
yeah, I haven't finished Crimson Echoes.
Yeah, I've been trying to play because I have an emulator on my phone, but it keeps freezing up in the Black Omen section. I don't know why. It keeps freezing up there. It's pissing me off.
That's strange. Yeah, I never really finished it all the way through. I should go back and finish playing that, but unfortunately, I got other Steam games in my inventory I gotta finish right now. So hey, it's all good. I'll get to it eventually. Probably never for a little while. Yeah, there's a fan base game called Chrono Trigger Crimson Echoes, which is kind of what is commonly known as Chrono Trigger 2. Which is supposed to be the storyline before Chrono Cross.
Yeah, it's supposed to explain that and actually let you get to that. But the problem is No, it is finished. I know it's finished.
Yeah, it's finished.
They did it in secret, but when they finished it,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's like
finished.
I would love to walk up to Square Enix headquarters, walk up to their head office and go, "Why'd you cancel this?" Well, you see it. No. Here's what you do: you call them dudes, you give them a job, you take what they written and you actually work that and you make that a new game. You don't cease and desist it. By the way, I'm rich. I'm buying your company. You're fired. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would do there, Big.
Yes, I would. I know that's horrible. It's like if I was rich, I would buy companies that did stupid things like EA. I'd buy them, and I'd be like, y'all, get out.
Yeah, I beat the first form in the final boss, and on almost no health whatsoever. Now it's time for the second form of the final boss. Cause she ain't done yet. Now she's smiling because she thinks she's won. She's like, I'm not done yet.
Yes, you are.
If you're hearing this, that means I'm dead. I apologize for any pain and suffering my actions have caused you. Limit pull, blah blah blah. I built a virus. I built a virus to my eyebrow. Should have withdrawn eternity. It would weaken this focus. Blah blah blah. See why I failed. Defeat eternity. Da, 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 da. Okay, so we're not done yet.